Shalom Israel, Shalom. Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. Bahasham, Rawcha, Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation at Akim, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives throughout the four corners of the earth. To the Akwith listening and learning, Shalom. It's your brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin camp here in Toronto with another lesson. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahawashi, the title of this lesson, the missiles, right? The missiles. And this article, the national interests. Why are Russia's nuclear ICBM launchers on combat alert? Why would Putin do this? What is their rationale, right? So yeah, Russia has stepped up the development of its intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs. In the new year, its strategic missile force will receive 13 launchers equipped with the latest Yars and avant-garde ICBMs. The Russian Ministry of Defense also announced that additional funds have been allocated for the production of the systems. So more money is being added to produce these 13 additional launchers, right? In 2021, the Defense Ministry will deal with a number of priority rearmament tasks. It will have to put 13 launchers with Yars and avant-garde ICBM missiles on combat duty in the Strategic Missiles Force. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said on Monday during the ministry's enlarged board meeting. So they want to put 13 launchers in rotation, right? Additional funds allocated for the production of these systems will help reach the level of the Strategic Nuclear Forces provision with advanced weapons at 88.3%, the defense chief suggested. So yeah, they want to put more ICBM launchers in circulation, man, right? And this is all prophecy. Babylon the Great, America the Great. Scriptures say America the Great is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, man, ICBMs. Revelation 18 verse 2, and it reads, "And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen." America the Great is fallen. It's fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Right. So once these ICBM missiles take out America the Great, Babylon the Great, it's going to become a habitation of devils, man. You know, Isaiah 13 verse 19, a place for every desert creature. Isaiah 13 verse 19. And it reads, "And Babylon, America, the glory of kingdoms," right? The pinnacle of kingdoms, America the Great, the benchmark of kingdoms, the land of milk and honey. The streets are paved with gold. So them say. That's what they say. That's what they say in third world countries, man. The place, the glory of the kingdoms. The streets are paved with gold, right? The beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. The Most High took out Sodom and Gomorrah with fire and brimstone, man, from heaven. You see me? It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. So after these ICBMs take out America the Great, Babylon the Great, it'll never be inhabited again, man. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Nothing, unlivable, uninhabitable. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. Satyrs are he-goats. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Right? Nothing. Desert. Back to Revelation chapter 18. Verse 3. For all nations are drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All nations have drunken of the wine of America the Great. Right? her philosophy, right? And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. The kings of the earth have fornicated with America the Great, lied down with her, taken on her ways. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, right? The merchants of the earth, trade, import, export, they got rich, right? Through the abundance of her delicacies. Revelation 18 verse 18. Salaki, 18 verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day. Her plagues. Those ICBMs, man. Death and mourning and famine. And she shall be utterly burned with fire. That's that nuclear fire from the ICBMs, man. For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. Right? ICBMs. Burned with fire. And the kings of the earth, verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. Right? These other nations, these other ruling kingdoms, these other rulers of other nations, other kingdoms, other rulerships, have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her. They're going to cry and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. They're going to mourn when they see her burning from the nuclear fire, man. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, standing afar off because they don't want to get touched, right? They don't want to get burned, right? The water Yahawashi, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, America the Great, that mighty city, America the great mighty America the Great. For in 1 hour is thy judgment come. 1 hour, man. And these ICBMs can make it from the speed with which they travel. Yeah, 1 hour, her judgment's going to come. Verse 11. And the merchants of the earth, right, the merchants, those that lived deliciously and traded and made money with America the Great, the whore, shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. No more money to be made, man. It's gonna come to naught. Right? Verse 15. The merchants of these things, right, those that traded with America the Great, which were made rich by her, right, made rich by America the Great, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. They're gonna stand afar off, wailing, man, at the demise, at the destruction. Verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come not, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. 1 hour. Come to naught. Wiped out. And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? These other nations are going to see it go down, man. Right? They're going to see it go down. Zephaniah. Speedy riddance. Verse 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Most High's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, that nuclear fire, going to devour the whole land. Of what? Of where? America the Great. For he shall make us even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Speedy riddance, man. That's how quick it's going to be. Jeremiah 50 verse 46. It's all in the scriptures, man. Wacky-tacky plantain Christianity, wacky-tacky plantation Christianity don't want to touch this. They don't want to touch these precepts of ICBMs and nuclear fire, these scriptures. They don't want to touch it. Jeremiah 50 verse 46. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, at the noise of the taking. What's going to make the noise? The ICBMs. The earth is moved, right? The earth is going to move when they hit their mark. It's going to shake. And the cry is heard among the nations. All these nations around the planet are going to hear it, are going to know it took place. Isaiah chapter, Salakia, Jeremiah 50, And he's going to use, and the Most High is going to use other nations to do this. Jeremiah 50 verse 9. For lo, look, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon. The Most High is going to raise up other nations to come up against Babylon. An assembly of great nations, an assembly, a grouping up, an assembly of other nations from the north country, primarily Russia. We read that little article in the beginning. And they shall set themselves in array against her, right? Battle formation against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. These arrows are the ICBMs. From thence she shall be taken. They're going to shoot these arrows from their soil. They're going to shoot these ICBMs from their soil. The Most High is going to put the spirit on these other nations, this assembly of great nations from the north country, to shoot their arrows from their soil. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. They're going to be laser sharp precision on point. None shall return in vain. They're not going to miss, and they're not going to return. And Chaldea, America, shall be spoiled, made desolate, taken. All that spoil her, all that take from her, shall be satisfied, saith Yahawah. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. So because America the Great, Babylon the Great was glad and rejoiced, right? The destroyers of mine heritage, destroyer of the Israelites. Israel being a people for a place. Because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls, because you've lived deliciously, you've been getting it, you have it, you've grown fat. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Your mother. America the Great, Babylon the Great, birth from Rome, birth from Great Britain. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. The hindermost, the furthest part. Let's get the hindermost. Hindermost. Last, hindermost. More frequently used, her end, right? The latter end, the latter end, the latter end. Behold, the latter end. Right? Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Right? Britain, Rome. Behold, the hindermost, right? The latter end of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. America the Great, Babylon the Great, desert. Next scripture. Verse 14. Verse 13, Salakia. Because of the wrath of the Most High, it shall not be inhabited. Desert. But it shall wholly be desolate. Right? It'll never be inhabited again. Everyone that goes by Babylon shall be astonished. Right? America the Great. And hiss at all her plagues. It's going to be a monument of destruction. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. These are the nations. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. All ye that have these ICBMs, all these nations that have nuclear capabilities, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, shoot them all, spare none. For she hath sinned against Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. The Most High is going to put the spirit on all these nuclear capable nations to shoot, to fire, to aim on Babylon the Great, America the Great. Right? Next scripture. Isaiah 13. Verse 5, and it reads, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven. These missiles, these ICBMs. Even the Lord, all caps, Yahawah, and the weapons of his indignation, righteous anger, to destroy the whole land, to destroy America the Great, Babylon the Great, these ICBMs. Howl ye, for the day of Yahawah is at hand. Howl ye, who? You people, you people, these nations, 2/3 of our people included, howl ye and cry. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty, from the Most High. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, fear, shook, frightened. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth, in pain as a woman that's in birth, giving birth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames, frightened, scared. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. No one's going to escape. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth. Right? They're not going to give the light because the amount of missiles that are going to be flying are going to block out the sun. Right? The sun shall be darkened in his going forth. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth. The missiles flying through the sky. And the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. The arrogancy of the proud. Proud, Babylon the Great, America the Great. The arrogancy is going to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Verse 13, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and the day of his fierce anger. Right? So when these missiles hit, the earth is going to shake. The earth is going to move. Shall remove out of her place. Behold, I will stir up the Medes. Verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, the Russians, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. No money is going to be able to pay off these Russians when they come, man. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. Their ICBMs, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. The ICBMs are coming to destroy everything. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Destruction. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Right, uninhabitable from generation to generation, never to be dwelt in ever again. Right, and that's what's coming. Let's close out with Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2. Right, and this is how these ICBMs are coming. Joel chapter 2, verse 3. A fire devoureth before them. That's these ICBMs. And behind them a flame burneth. Right? These ICBMs. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them. Right? Everything's intact. Everything's good. Green. Trees. Right? And behind them a desolate wilderness. Right? So when these missiles strike, the fire that goes forth, the nuclear fire, it desolates everything. Leaves nothing but desolation behind them. Right? So we're seeing greens, trees, buildings, infrastructure. And then when this nuclear fire goes through, we're seeing desolate wilderness. And nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. That's these ICBMs, man. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Yeah, these ICBMs are coming in formation. Before their face, the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather darkness. So people are going to look up in the sky and see these ICBMs, right? and their faces are going to be in fear, going to be pale with fear when they see these ICBMs coming, man. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march everyone in his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. These ICBMs, right? They're not going to break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Nothing's going to be able to stop them. They shall run to and fro in the city, they shall run upon the wall, they shall climb upon the houses, they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. That's the fire, the nuclear fire, right? They're going to run through this, it's going to run through the streets, climb up on walls, up on houses, go through the windows. The earth shall quake before them, right? That's the fire. The heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. That's from the nuclear dust, the dust cloud that's going to go up, the nuclear cloud. And Yahawah shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, is great and very terrible, and who can abide in it? Who can survive it, man? It's the elect alone going to survive it, man. Nothing's going to escape this nuclear fire that's coming. These ICBMs are going to pelt America the Great, Babylon the Great. Nothing's going to escape. It's just the elect alone. Doesn't it say in Psalm 91, our eyes alone? Let's close out with that. Psalms chapter 91. And the ones that do escape, straight into shackles and slavery, man. Right? The other nations, the heathen nations that do escape, straight into shackles and slavery. Psalms chapter 91. Psalms 91 verse 8, and it reads, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Only with the elect are only going to see with their eyes. Right? Behold and see the reward of the wicked. I pray edified. I don't want Martazah. Stay prayed up. Pray without ceasing. Kwame Ashervala. Wa Abad Babal.